Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, HM Autos. And today we have the 2024 Honda Civic. And yes, if you may have heard that the Civic is getting a little refresh that is coming out very soon, so we'll definitely get footage on that. But these are still for sale. So should you buy this 2024 Civic or wait for the new Civic to come out? We're gonna find that all out in today's video. Okay, coming around to the lighting. This is gonna have full LED lights with LED running lights and LED blinkers. You can see where that blinker is going to also be the running light once the blinker is off. It's going to be standard throughout the whole lineup, but the Sport and the Touring on the sedan version, we're talking about just the sedan version today, and we'll do a separate video for the hatchback. So the lights on the Sport and Touring will be darkened for a nice premium look. And then down there will not be any fog lights on the Sport, only Touring gets the fog lights, which is being removed for 2025. So if you want the fog lights on the Touring, get it now. There also is a new front end for the new one that's coming out. I'll put a picture on the screen for that. And once that does come out, we'll do a full video on that. Okay, see the front has some black plastic on the bottom, black grille with a normal chrome H logo. Today we have it in platinum white pearl. Coming around to the rims, you're going to get 18-inch rims on the Sport, EX, and Touring. And then the LX will have hubcaps. And for the Sport, you'll have the black design. For the EX, you'll have a two-tone design. And the Touring, you also have another two-tone design. Coming around here to our mirrors, the Sport gets gloss black mirrors. All the rest of the trims will have body colored mirrors. Power mirrors on all. EX starts with the heated and blind spot, and then the Touring will have the turn signal attached as well. So only the Touring gets the turn signal, but EX and Touring will have the heated and blind spot, and then the Sport will just have the power along with the EX. And it was confirmed that for 2025, the upcoming model, that the Sport will have blind spots. So right now, the Sport that we have here does not have blind spot. Put the picture of the key fob on the screen right now, but the remote start is Sport and above. While I do say that, I did not say the trim levels. You're going to have 4 trim levels: LX, EX, or LX, Sport, EX, and Touring. Okay, now coming around to the back, we're going to have LED lights on all trims, incandescent blinkers, LED brake lights, and incandescent reverse lights. It's going to be the same across the whole trim level lineup. It was confirmed, though, also for 2025, the upcoming model, that these will be darkened. So they're going to be darker than they already are, but they already are kind of darkened, and I think they look very sleek on this Civic. Civic badging is going to be chrome on all trims, even the Sport. You can get a package to black that out, and all the rest of the badges. Chrome H logo and chrome Sport logo. Take a picture of the back view. You're going to have a little white piece on the bottom, and a chrome exhaust pipe is only going to be for this Sport trim level. And do a quick walk around. Oh, and parking sensors are going to be the Touring only. So if you want the parking sensors, you can only get them on the Touring. We have black around the windows. There is a tint on the front windows on this model, so that does not come like that. Okay, now that we've seen the outside and everything that is going to change, let's see on the inside if this is still a great interior for this year. Okay, coming on the inside, first our seats. Power seats is only going to be available on the Touring. Everything else will be manual. Right here to the door panel, you are going to have matte black right there with a chrome finish for the handle, and then a cloth finish with a kind of gray stitching for your armrest, and then all your window controls and mirror controls will be right there. Pop the trunk right there, and some storage on the bottom with a little cup holder. This piece right here will be gloss black for the Touring only. Okay, coming in here, you can see that we have this gloss black with the honeycomb design vent for right here that will continue, as you'll see in a minute, throughout the whole dash. You're going to have some controls right there. And then seeing our steering wheel here, it's going to be the new Honda steering wheel that first debuted on this Civic, because this Civic was pretty much the first Honda model to get completely redone. So this has a lot of the features that are on most of the other vehicles now, but when it did debut, it did not. So it's going to have some gloss black right here, gloss black around the controls. You're going to have your audio controls and your safety controls right there, with a nice circular horn with the Honda badge right there. And then coming into our gauges, this vehicle is a personal vehicle, so this is actually the fuel economy that I am getting. Econ mode is not on. It's just a normal mode, so range about 32.7 miles per gallon. But when we get to the engine and transmission, I will post the figures that the EPA is rating. But for now, that's what I am getting driving this around day to day. So you're going to have a half digital gauge cluster on this Sport, and that's going to be all the trims, but the Touring is going to get the full digital, and it has the speed sign, the miles per hour, and temperature, miles, what mode you're in, all that is all going to be right there for you. Okay, coming on over here to our display. This is going to be a 7-inch touchscreen for this Sport. This is also going to be the touchscreen on the LX and EX. The Touring will get the 9-inch display, but this one's very simple. There's not even really a home screen. You just have all the buttons on the bottom here to navigate through your Apple CarPlay, your radio, your phone, change channel, volume up and down, another select button, and you'll have all your settings, and everything's going to be right there once you hit menu. So it's all going to be very simple and easy, no going through a bunch of menus. But the 9-inch display will get the Honda system that's in most other vehicles, but that is only going to be the Touring. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is standard on all trims, but the Touring will have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Oh, I did forget to mention right here, one minor thing is the steering wheel here is going to be leather wrapped on all trims, but the LX is going to have like a plastic finish, but it doesn't feel that bad, and it's not much of a difference. But just to note that the leather wrapped is going to be everything but the LX. Okay, back to over here. Of course, we have that vent design that first came on the Civic that everybody loved, and now it's on most of the other Honda models, but definitely still looks modern and cool. That kind of separates it from the rest of the competition. And very premium materials, a soft touch up here, your gloss black, the aluminum, if you hear the click when you hear the vent, very premium, also with the controls. Just a very nice premium and good quality touch that this Civic will have. To your air controls, it's going to be single zone on all trims, but the Touring will have the dual zone. And heated seats are not going to be on this Sport. The heated seats are only going to be on EX and Touring. So if you're in a cold climate area and you want those heated seats, you're going to have to get the Touring model for this year. And I don't think that's going to change with the new model. Coming down here, you're going to have a little bit of storage and your USB Type-C port and a 12-volt outlet. The Touring will get a wireless phone charger as well. Coming over here, you're not going to have a crazy push button shifter or anything new. Standard normal gear shifter, so you're not going to have to be confused on changing from any older vehicle that you have. It's going to be a standard shifter throughout the whole lineup. You're going to have 2 cup holders. This is all going to be surrounded by this kind of carbon fiber material. Very nice. It hasn't scratched or fingerprints since we've owned this, so very good and good quality material. Everything's nice and solid on here. You're going to have your drive mode right here. You're going to have normal, sport, and econ. Your automatic start stop feature, which is going to be you're at a red light, you sit there for a minute, let go of the brake, and it will shut off the car, and then once you get going again, it will turn back on. And then your parking brake is going to be electronic right there, and then your brake hold right there. In the glove box here, you're going to see that you have a decent amount of space for this small car. I think it's class leading for its class, the compact sedan class. You're going to have this little shelf here, and if you want to see a little secret right here, it's going to say right on the bottom, the Civic history goes on, and it's going to show a model of the first Civic ever. It's going to say Honda right there. So kind of cool little hidden feature, and really just shows how much detail they put in this car. Your armrest is going to be cloth, and on the Touring you will have the leather. Speaking of leather and cloth, our seats right here, you're going to have this kind of striped sporty design for the Sport, with on the sides will have leather. The LX will not have the leather on the sides. It will just be completely cloth, and it won't have any design. And then when you move up to the EX, you're going to have no design as well, but you also are going to have an option of gray on EX and Touring. This only can come in black. And then the Touring will have a full leather design, and I'll put that on the screen right now. That will be coming in gray and black, and nothing should change when the new model comes out soon. Okay, and then our speaker info, I'm going to put that on the screen right now, all the speaker count and everything about that. The Touring will have the premium Bose audio system, and that is the only trim that is going to have that system. Everything else will be a Honda system. And then right up here you see you do not have a moonroof. The moonroof is only going to be EX and Touring. So those 2 trim levels are going to be the only one that has a moonroof. Okay, now seeing the interior, not much changes. Nothing should really change when the new model comes out. So pretty much the same setup and everything. A few features are going to be switched around, but I will definitely cover that when that comes out. So let's see how the space is in the back seat and see if you should wait for the new model for that. Okay, getting in the back seat, you are going to have plenty of room. I am 5'9", and I have plenty of room between my legs and the seat. Very good for this class. I mean, you would expect a lot less for a compact sedan, but this has a massive amount of room. Everybody's been saying almost as big as an Accord, and this Civic has grown so much that you don't really need to have an Accord anymore because this has tons of space. And one thing back here though, there will be no option for any rear vents, and that is not going to change for the next model year either. You're going to have a light right there, and then of course your handles, but other than that, is very good amount of space, and I don't think any of your rear passengers will be complaining, even in this compact sedan. So now let's get on into the trunk. Okay, coming to our trunk, you will see that you have a massive amount of space in this rear trunk. Even for this compact sedan, you have plenty of space to put your groceries and other items in here, and I don't think anybody will will have any issues with this trunk. Very big trunk for this, almost as big as a Accord. Of course, Accord is going to have a bigger trunk, but this is very good for its class. And if you need extra space, you can fold the seats down right there and put something long in here. But great amount of space. So now let's go into the driving dynamics and the engine and transmission details. Okay, now on to the driving portion of the video in this 2024 Civic. Again, we are in the sport trim level, so second highest to, or second lowest to the base, LX. But it's definitely not going to be a luxury ride like a Pilot or CRV. It's going to be a little rougher, but to be expected for this small sedan. Has more of a sport suspension, and with those 18-inch rims, you can feel the bumps, but it's not horrible. And the noise level isn't that bad as well. It's right on par for this class. But yeah, the handling is amazing. You can go on sharp curves like no problem, and definitely sportier suspension than most of the other rivals. Now for the engine specs, the LX and the Sport is going to have a 2-liter non-turbocharged connected to a CVT, and then the EX and Touring will have a 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, again connected to a CVT. So there's no automatic, all across the board is CVT. But if you want to wait for the new model that is coming very soon, that is going to get rid of the 1.5-liter turbocharged engine and replace that with a hybrid system similar to the Accord. So if you want that hybrid system, they're saying it's going to get close to 50 miles per gallon combined, which is definitely very good for this class and way better than these gas models that we have right now. Then you might want to wait for the hybrid model for next year. Speaking of that, I'll put all the fuel economy for the 2024 Civic on the screen right now. And yeah, it's not horrible fuel economy, but the hybrid will definitely be getting better numbers, of course. Okay, I did forget about pricing, so I'm going to list that on the screen right now for the 2024 Civic. Now, with this, it is going to change a bit, so LX and Sport models with a 2-liter non-turbocharged engine is going to go up a few $100s, so not much. But since they are getting rid of the 1.5 turbo and making it hybrid for the Touring, and then they're getting rid of the EX completely, so it's going to be Sport hybrid, then Touring. So the Sport hybrid is going to replace the EX, and those are going to be going up $1,000 or a little more so dollars, since they are going to be hybrid engines. Okay, well that is the end of this video. If you liked, please like and subscribe, and wait for the new Civic. We're going to be getting that very soon and making a whole video on that with the new hybrid system. So if you want to see that, make sure to stay tuned, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.